Hey guys! So today I'll be showing you how to make something on this plate. I'll be showing you how to make some curried duck. So if you want to see how curried duck is made, easy of course, in Roma's kitchen, stick around right after this intro.
Better can't cook. Ticket there you pay your pretty look. You want to live a restaurant and come done man bank book. Cook, recipe book.
So I'm starting off guys with 1 to 1.5 pounds of duck meat, and this is how it looks. Kinda looks like chicken a little, just a little. So I'll be seasoning this very well. So I'm going in here with 2 tablespoons of my orange seasoning blend. If you do not know how to make my orange seasoning blend, I'll leave a link somewhere here in the video for you to go and check that out. So even though I add orange seasoning blend, I'm also going to go in with 2 tablespoons of powdered all-purpose seasoning. And if you have meat seasoning and no all-purpose powder seasoning, you can of course go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of that just the same. And we need this really seasoned. We need this seasoned very well. So I'll be going in with other spices as well. So I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and you do not need to add more than 1 teaspoon of this onion powder because the onion is in the powder seasoning and the orange seasoning blend. I'm also going in with a teaspoon of ginger powder, and all that ginger will be added to this further on, fresh ginger that is. I'm also going to be adding 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Guys, I'm seasoning this very well. If you do not have these powdered seasoning but you have your meat seasoning, it's still good guys, so fret not thyself. Now curry is a thing that needs to be spicy, right? Well, some people like it spicy. I do not like my food spicy, so I'm just going to be adding a little piece of this pepper. It's a chili pepper. Of course, if you have scotch bonnet pepper, whatever pepper you have available to you, if you like your food spicy, you can go ahead and add as much as you'd like, but I do not like spicy food. Now for the curry guys, I'm using some Better Pack curry. You can use your favorite curry, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of this curry powder to my duck from now. This is how I always cook curry, whatever meat it is. I like adding some of the curry from the get-go. Now I'm going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. You can use the oil of your choice just to get all the seasoning nice and in the duck. So you just need to add some oil to it, some coconut oil, some olive oil, corn oil, whatever oil you have. You just need a little, and you're going to be rubbing the seasoning, massaging the seasoning all over your duck guys. And I must add that curry powder will actually stain your nails, so you can use a glove if you'd like, or if you'd like to use your bare hand and then give it a really good wash, then no problem, but I prefer to use a glove to get this done because it really will stain your nails. So now I'm transferring the duck in a smaller container because I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight, right? I'm going to allow this to marinate for 24 hours. You need to allow this to marinate for at least 30 minutes to an hour before you cook. So 24 hours later, this is what we're working with. It is smelling so good, I'm telling you guys, so good. All that seasoning, wonderful. Now to my pot over low heat, I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm using some extra virgin olive oil here. You can use the oil of your choice, corn oil, coconut oil, whichever oil you love. And I'm going to be adding to the oil 2 teaspoons of curry powder. So traditionally, well, where I'm from in Jamaica, normally we'd call this step burning the curry, right? If you're using curry paste, then you do not have to worry about this step. You're basically getting the curry nice and cooked here before you add the meat or whatever you'll be adding to your curry. So I'm just cooking the curry here. I'm just going to move it around in the oil and the pot is over low heat, and I'll be doing this for about 2 to 3 minutes to get the curry nice and cooked. So now that it's nice and cooked, I'm going to add my duck pieces to the oil and the curry. And yes, my pot looks steamy, but this is a very thin pot. I really wish I had, my Dutchery, but I don't. So I'm using this thin pot, and it is over low to medium heat. So from time to time, guys, you'll see me moving around the duck just because this pot is very thin. I really wish I had my Dutchery pot or something of the sort like what I usually have back home, but I don't, so I'm working with this. I do not want it to stick to the pot, so that's my reason for moving it around a lot. And you can do the same as well if you are using any of these thin pots. So I'm going to be covering this now, guys, for the first 5 minutes, and I'll be covering this to allow it to sweat a little, for it to produce its own water basically. So I'll check back in 5 minutes. This is it from the first 5 minutes. Not much water is in it, not much liquid is in it at all. So I'm just going to be moving this around a little, of course, just for it not to stick to my pot. Then I'm going to be covering it again, and I'll leave it for another 5 minutes to see what happens. Okay guys, would you look at this? No water added by me. This is my duck after the additional 5 minutes, so that's 10 minutes. After 10 minutes in total, this is what my duck looks like. A lot of water in it, which is perfect. Now to the container in which the duck was sitting, I've added a cup of water, and I'm going to add that cup of water in the duck, and I'm not going to add I'm just going to add enough for it to sit at the same level with the duck. That's what I want. You do not want to put too much water that is like an inch or so on over the duck. You just want to put enough so that it sits at the same level with the duck. And at this point, you want to consider adding some other things to your curry duck, just for them to cook down with your duck to get all that extra spice, all that extra seasoning. This is cooking beautifully. This is smelling so good. Once your duck is well seasoned, you have nothing to worry about. Once you follow these steps as well, you have nothing to worry about when it comes on to your curry duck. Now to this, I'll be adding 12 pimento seeds, and you do not want to miss your pimento seeds when you're cooking your curry duck. It gives so much flavor. I'm adding 1.5 inches of ginger, also 2 cloves of garlic, and these are all mashed but they're whole, so when it's time to share I can remove them easily. Now I'm going to be adding 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of thyme, dried thyme leaves. If you happen to have the fresh thyme on the stalks, you can go ahead and add 2 to 3 stalks. That will be very good. And at this point, you can also taste it to see if you'd like it to be more spicy. I do not like spicy food, guys, so I'll probably add a piece more pepper to this, but not a lot. And if you are near some Scotch bonnet pepper, you can go ahead and just add 1 Scotch bonnet pepper in this, but don't allow it to open. You just need the flavor from the skin basically of the Scotch bonnet pepper. Now I'm moving this around again as usual, just to ensure that it doesn't stick to my pot, and I'm going to cover this and I'm going to allow it to cook for around 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add some potatoes and some carrots. So at this point, it is coming together nicely. It is smelling so good. Once you follow these steps, guys, to cook your curry duck, you won't go wrong. Now what is going to make this gravy nice and thick will be these guys, the potato and the carrots. I just cut a medium potato and half of a medium carrot into nice bite-sized pieces, and I'm just adding them here to my duck, and I'm going to allow this to cook for about 5 to 8 minutes just for the potatoes to get really soft and for it to actually help to get this gravy nice and thick. So the softer the potatoes get, the thicker the gravy will become, right? And this is my additional piece of pepper that I'm adding to my curry, guys. I do not like spicy food, but of course if you are not afraid of spicy food, if you love spicy food, go ahead and add as much pepper as you like. Now I'm ensuring here that the potatoes and the carrots, they get in the liquid. So when they get in the liquid, guys, that's how they'll cook nice, and that's how they'll actually help to get the gravy nice and thick. You don't need to add any cornstarch, any flour, nothing like that, guys. Now this will be cooking for a nice 5 to 8 minutes to get my potatoes and carrots soft. Okay guys, look at this so far. It's looking so good, and I can already see that there is some body to my gravy. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Potatoes are cooking nicely. Not 100% ready as yet, but it's getting there. Now look at this, guys. My gravy is getting so thick and nice, perfect, beautiful, smelling so good, guys. And we're almost at the end, guys, almost at the end. About a minute or so left with this curry duck, and I'm telling you, the smell from this, beautiful. This is how your curry duck should smell. This is how all your curry dishes should smell. Once you do it Roma's kitchen style, you have nothing to worry about, guys. Now take a look at this, guys. Voila, beautiful, 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 guys. Smelling perfect. And look at this gravy, nice and thick. You don't need to add anything for your gravy to become this thick. Once you add your potatoes and your carrots, perfect. Now it's time for me to turn this off, and I'll be sharing soon. Good. Stove is now off. Time to share. Time to have our curry duck. Nice amount of gravy. Perfect. Curry duck, Roma's kitchen style. Now this is it, guys, nicely plated. When I tell you about delicious, guys, this is it. I'm serving it with some white rice and some vegetables. So guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about this dish. If you like it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that post notification on. Until next video.